gotten easy to bury. I'd rather kiss on my. I've been broke away longer than I've been rich, so until it levels out, I'ma take mama to the Marriott. Took me so long to get it, gonna spread it out. Let them know all about me when I'm dead and gone. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. One in the hand, one in the bag, bubbling. Look at the cash, look at the cash, bubbling. Look at the cash, bubbling. One in the hand.
First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Carolina Panthers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Draw play as Newton gives to McCaffrey. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. 8 yards on the run there, and that leaves him with third and just a couple. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Newton now to throw. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
20.
Newton on first down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Torrey Smith, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. These two teams, Panthers and Lions, met each other Week 5 in Detroit last year. You did that game, didn't you?
I did, and the Panthers were starting to round into form, especially their quarterback Cam Newton, who had missed most of the preseason with a shoulder injury. He had a big game, 335 yards passing and 3 touchdown passes, and they beat Detroit 27-24.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So a 3rd and 9 and 6 defensive backs out there in the dime.
Patrolling the passing lanes.
A shotgun snap for Newton. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now here's the first carry for Amir Abdullah. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
Hey, go here! White.
To throw on 2nd down to Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. It's complete to Golden Tate. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, Newton. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down.
Well, as this game continues to evolve in the NFL, you know how much coaches love run after catch, but you know what they love even more? Completion.
Yeah, just holding on to the ball.
Catch it, cover it, tuck it away. Whatever you get after that is almost gravy. That's how a lot of these receivers are being taught now.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 50, Newton. And the tight end Olsen, right side. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Throwing is Newton. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete. Now, keep in mind, they did have 3 interceptions last week. Couldn't quite come up with a first quarter pick that time.
But they had to like what they saw in terms of reacting when the ball is thrown. We had an expression when I played. It was called break on it. Every time the quarterback puts the ball in the air, break on the football. Go make a play and accumulate those interceptions.
Former defensive back. You remember those 3 interception games. It can be contagious, give you a little momentum.
They really can, and it doesn't matter whether it's one person or if you spread them across your entire defense, everybody wants a piece of that pie.
On first down, Stafford here. Going underneath to Blunt. And they'll mark him down right around the 9, just shy of the 10. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now the Notre Dame man, this is Theo Riddick. He's got room to run past the 20 as he'll take this up to the 22-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
They'll run again. This time it's Abdullah. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, and for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's 1st and 10 up at the 46.
21. Go here.
On first down, it's Stafford. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw, Newton. Here's a screen to Powell. AP still got it. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry? Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Back to the ground on first, it's McCaffrey. And able to work his way down to the 16. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The open man is Smith. And he's able to pick up the first down before he's tackled right at the 10. It's a gain of 6 as they're able to convert, and now it's 1st and goal.
Gun.
Now Newton on first down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Newton takes it himself. So call that no gain on the sneak, and now they're still a yard short here on 4th.
Now, this feels like old-school football because this has turned into a good old-fashioned goal line stand. So on offense, what do you do now? Do you decide to run it or throw it if you go for it on 4th down?
And Gano's kick is right through. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal. So
maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
No gain, and it's 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
White. You ready? You lady?
From the gun, here's Stafford. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Adams. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Now following the interception, here's Newton. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on, and it's 2nd down. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half-court defensive basketball team. Every time a pass is thrown, they're right there in good defensive position, able to affect the play.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again. Newton. Going back to Moore. This time he's got it complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. On first down, this is McCaffrey. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. He'll get it up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6. To the 3-yard line.
That's it, baby.
No game on the board.
2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. From the gun, here's Newton. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Gano the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Gano out to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And his throw's going to be incomplete. The all-pro linebacker Luke Kuechly right there on the coverage, stride for stride.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 23 yards on the play.
Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Ready? Say go here.
Throwing again. Stafford. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
10, 21. 25, check 25, check 25. Omaha, remember.
Again, it's Stafford. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Carolina getting set to take the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
Here we go. Great. Set. 180. I'm here all day.
So we come upon halftime, an abbreviated halftime show as we get rolling to quarter 3. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Around the NFL, 2nd quarter in Chicago. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. That one tight to this point, and you'd have to imagine it'll stay tight throughout. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Now Stafford. He completes it to Tate. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone. And you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Set. 20. 22.
Now Stafford. He goes underneath to Abdullah. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey.
Stafford looking to throw on 3rd and 1. It's caught. Jones. Marvin Jones. Touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Prater for the extra point, and that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the 2nd half. So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A shotgun snap for Newton. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
To throw on 2nd down is Newton. This one complete to Devin Funchess. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield. That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. Now Newton. Going up top. That's going to be caught. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. DJ Moore, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers add on to their lead. Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano out to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And Detroit getting set to go now. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
They start the drive with a do-it. Denora Searcy in on the stop.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
22! Hey.
To throw on second down is Stafford. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. Stafford to the former Seahawk Wilson for Lions first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
No gain on the screen there. It's second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Here we go.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
White.
Out of the gun, Stafford. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground, and the Panthers have recovered. Well, let's see now, Charles. That's 7 turnovers between last week and this week. 3 here in this game, 4 in last week's game.
You know I do my research, right? And I go all the way back to the best coaches that have ever been in this game, and all of them started with ball security in some form or another, understanding that taking care of the ball was the key to winning games. They can't believe what they're seeing right now because they spend all this time on it with the fundamentals, taking care of it, tucking it away, and they're not doing it.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
To throw on second down, Newton. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
It was funny during the draft process. Someone said to me, well, whoever takes Christian McCaffrey, as it turned out it was Carolina, how are they going to use him? Is he going to be an every down back? Is he going to be a third down guy? They're going to use him in the slot? I mean, what are they going to do with him? And I just said, yes.
All of that.
No doubt about it. This kid can do it all.
And he did a nice job there out of the backfield to pick up the first. And he's got this one down to the 10. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Looking to throw on second down. Newton stepping up. Touchdown, Carolina. Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Gano the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Gano out to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Stafford and the Lions now have it 1st and 10 at their own 22. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
Pass incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, they're slinging it, and then there's one you got to put a timer on, huh? I mean, that one came in hot.
That came in hot, but overthrown out of his reach and incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, go here!
We got 3. He's mine, he's mine. 58 to Mike, 58.
20, hot.
Stafford on 3rd down. Throwing deep for Galladay. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back now at Ford Field. It's the Lions trailing, but with possession of the football as we... They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Set, waiting. 40 got.
Yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah.
Hey, 22. Let's go, come on, man, pick it up.
Play fake to Abdullah. It's Stafford. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Mario Addison in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. From the gun, Stafford fighting to stay upright. This complete to Jones. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here's Stafford. Flush to his right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Luke Wilson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer.
Luke Wilson spent 5 years with the Seahawks, most of that time playing behind Jimmy Graham. I think he's going to get a few more looks in this Lions offense. He just capitalized on one of them right there. 11 touchdowns, 5 years with Seattle. I expect that number to jump in Detroit.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. To throw is Newton. Forced out to his left. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the 1st.
20.
Now a 1st down throw for Newton. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got room. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Newton on 1st down. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Panthers on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. From the gun, here's Newton. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I don't think what we just saw there was any surprise, because when Christian McCaffrey came out of Stanford, we knew he was a threat running it and catching it. And any way you can get the ball in his hands, he wanted to do so. Personally, I thought he ran the best routes of anyone coming out of his draft class, and that included the wide receivers.
Last year, 80 receptions, also in the return game. He's a bit of a Swiss Army knife, isn't he?
He certainly is. Every which way you want to go, however you want to package him, and I do think his running production will increase in 2018.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the ground, McCaffrey. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. He's going to get it running right. And he's going to ball his way in for a Panther score. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And Detroit getting set to go now. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time."
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Adams. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Panthers, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.